I'm glad you're so eager to get one. Thank you. I'm going to sing a musical refrain that I wrote 5 years ago for a similar gathering, and that's all I remember is just this one line. Here we go. Welcome to St. Francis. It's still a YouTube video. If you go to YouTube, University of St. Francis, you'll pull up myself and two of the guys I was working with back then. They were doing some dancing. I was playing the piano and singing. And we had a good time. It was a very similar gathering to this. I can't believe 5 years has gone by already. The blue cards detail the services I offer here at the university. I'm the Director of Career Services. One thing you can look forward to is if you ever come to me, you're going to get as personalized service as possible from any human being because I do whatever I can do to help you. And I've already talked to some of the people even that I encountered when I was passing out the blue cards today, and they said, thank you, thank you. And I hope to meet all of you at some point. There's so many of you here today that, I'd like to go up and talk to each one of you and ask you what you'd like from me, what I could do for you. These blue cards categorize everything that I do. Let's look at the first one, career counseling. Unfortunately, some of you will be changing, I shouldn't say unfortunately, some of you will be changing your majors. That could be a fortunate thing. In fact, that's so common that I would say a great majority maybe would be changing their majors unless you were very fortunate and knew exactly what you wanted to do when you entered and were successful academically. Everything worked out. But often is the case that doesn't happen and you need some guidance. So we have some tools to help you, the Strong Online Career Assessment, the Myers-Briggs Personality Test, and various other things I could give you. Lots of one-on-one time. And if you are with a certain segment of the campus that requires you to go through some of those assessments I just mentioned, I'll probably be seeing you relatively soon. By the way, my office is in Suite 210, Pope John Paul II, just down the hall from the Cyber Cafe. And just walk in anytime. My hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. The other things listed on the card are the pretty standard things that you would need if you're going to be doing job search or possibly be looking for an internship. Let's start with internship. It's at the bottom of the list, but I know a lot of you, the very eager, very motivated freshmen, want to get an internship as soon as possible. Unfortunately, your first semester as a freshman, you really won't be given the opportunity. There might be some people out there that call what they have to offer internships, but they're not the internships that you can take for credit here at the university. I am one of several people that can help you with internship selection. Now, if you're in healthcare, of course, clinicals is the same as your internship. If you're an education major, you're student teaching, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much the same as an internship. But there's some things you could do on the side, even in addition to. I've heard of such things as internships at hospitals in addition to clinicals. So the very motivated, please let me know if I can help you in any way. There's websites, there's a lot of calls I could be making for you. There's always a way. Most of you have done a resume. Most of you will need to tweak it, update it as you go along. You have to custom make your resume almost for anything anymore. You need a resume for a part-time job. You need a resume for a summer job. You need to do another one when you are going to graduate and are going to get your career job. It's a never-ending process. I could be helpful to you in that respect. Samples, critiques. I can go to a blank screen, help you create it from scratch, whatever it takes. The other one is mock interviews. Most people don't take advantage of this until they're a little older. It's the practice interviews. If you want to make a good impression with employers, you want to do a really good job of, sometimes on camera if you'd like, or we could just do a casual one, practicing questions you're likely to be asked in an actual career job interview. Most people don't worry about it if it's just for a part-time job or summer job. But that's available to you at any time. Job search-wise, the website you see in the blue card is the website I update almost every day with new jobs. Employers from all over Fort Wayne, sometimes other areas of Northeast Indiana, would like to have you work for them. Could be something just for money, could be related to your major, could be full-time, could be temporary, part-time. I even had an employer call again today and wanted to make it clear he has to have somebody with a driver's license. He needs somebody right away. So if anybody's looking for a part-time job near the campus, paying more than minimum wage, got a couple opportunities like right now for you. So we have employers like that really are eager to hire St. Francis students. And the reason is they've heard about the great quality of students we have here. And they would love to have a St. Francis student. And I hear that all the way up from part-time jobs through career jobs. It's the truth. So come to me. I'm one that would have a good supply, a good database of employers that historically have worked with me, and we can contact even if there's not a current opening, but a good database, good website full of different career jobs that are updated all the time. The advantage is they are marketed to the university. They'd like to hire, and you cut down competition with the city of Fort Wayne by looking at the jobs on my website, because they are sent to St. Francis and maybe some other colleges, but not everybody in Fort Wayne knows about these jobs, and some of them are very good. So please keep this in mind. All you have to do is register on the website. I approve you, I look you up, make sure you're a student, and we go from there. That's my services in a nutshell, and of course there's lots of details associated with what I just said. Most of what we're going to do today is kind of a fun question-answer session. How many brought their cell phones with them today? I thought so, yep. It's one of the few times you'll hear me say, I'm so glad you brought your cell phone with you today. Is Jess here? Because she was going to help me. Here we go, Jess. I need help. So Jess is kind enough to assist with this effort, and we're going to pull it up right now. The way it works is, have you ever participated in an interactive poll with your cell phones where you're texting the screen? I have 14 questions where you could indicate your choice. There's a multiple choice, at least 3 or 4 answers. So the first question is, what is emotional intelligence? And there's one answer that really is the answer. I'm going to give you, actually read these out for you, because the screen only shows so much. A is feeling free to demonstrate a range of emotions at a carefully chosen time. B, wisely choosing how to express yourself with others based on time and place. C is the ability to identify, assess, and control emotions of oneself, of others, and groups. And D is not allowing emotion to sway one's decision-making process. Thank you for voting, and you know what? You chose the right answer. How did you know? That's the absolute correct answer. You are very smart people. Now, emotional intelligence will take you further in life than your IQ. Some of you have very high IQs, but if you have high emotional intelligence, it means you can work well with people, and that takes you much further than somebody that's just smart and has no people skills. In a nutshell, that's what that is. We're going to go on to the next one. That's really supposed to say employers. I just noticed that, sorry. Wait a minute. Employees most appreciate a thank you note sent to the employers following a job interview, which is A, handwritten on a card, B, emailed, C, typed as a business letter. There's no D. Actually, there's 2 that are acceptable answers. Can you guess which 2 they are? Actually, the other one is acceptable sometimes. If you have really good handwriting, go for the card. Write it on a card. Business letter will work. Emailing will only work when? I mean, as far as being acceptable, when do you think? If they say in the interview, we're going to make a decision today, or we're going to make a decision early tomorrow morning, and you don't have time to get a card or a letter in regular mail, email. But other than that, it's better, it's more acceptable to do a card or a business letter. Next. According to the Huffington Post, in a recent article, the college graduating class of 2016 will include, and there's really two answers that are acceptable here. 30% who will one day work in jobs that don't yet exist. 60% of students will graduate in majors different from those in which they began. And C, too many technically oriented graduates who lack verbal interpersonal communication skills. Actually, the top two are what were in the article, but I think that there's been a lot said for C as well. Remember to work on your verbal skills. There's another question coming up, but we'll talk about this. And it is something that is a crying need, unfortunately, with people your age. There's a lack of people with good verbal skills. Employers are really citing that as a problem when they're hiring. Next. After researching a company prior to one's job interview, what is not the best way for the job candidate to convey to the employer what he or she has learned about the company? A is interweave comments based on the research throughout your interview. B is state, I read on your website that your company increased revenue by 20% in 2011, et cetera, et cetera. C, wait until the employer asks if you have any questions and proceed to ask carefully well thought out, prepared answers. And you're looking at what's really the best way. If you're a skilled interviewer, it's really A and B, because C, although you're being polite and you're waiting, you know, I think the employer is as nervous as you are sometimes when they interview you. They would appreciate somebody is speaking up and engaging and having a very nice, interactive conversation. So strive for talking, making suggestions, asking questions, making comments throughout the interview, because maybe at the end you won't even have enough time to ask everything you're thinking. So that's kind of the old way of doing things. Next. In Penny Loretto's Top 10 Tips of College Students Creating Goals and Objectives for a Brighter Future, available online, which is not a tip cited in the article. A, get to know your faculty. B, invest money earned when working part-time jobs and summer jobs. C, volunteer. D, conduct informational interviews. Unfortunately, you chose the wrong one. That's the one that she was not citing in the interview, although I think investing your money is a good idea. Next. What is the biggest mistake the USF Career Services Director, meaning me, has noticed students and graduates, what the mistake they've made in the 13 years I've been in this position? A, not investigating an undergraduate, let's see here, as an undergraduate, their fields to verify their suitability for the degree programs and primary career positions for which they'll qualify. B, not researching the preferred geographical area of residence regarding whether their degree will be marketable. C, not building their resume and relevant internships, volunteer work, and work experience. Remember, it's the one that people don't do, and they really should. Unfortunately, you chose the wrong answer. The biggest mistake people have made, I've noticed, is they come here and they want to get a degree, and a lot of people want to live around Fort Wayne. So many people do. And they forget that they really should look at exactly how they'll apply their degree once they graduate. And I see some people that go out and are just shell-shocked by the job market. It's not really easy to get any kind of job, but there are certain majors around Fort Wayne that are easier than others. So one thing to do is to be sure that you're open to long commutes, possibly relocation, or knowing exactly what Fort Wayne has to offer as far as jobs, the marketability of your degree, or what you think you'd like to do with your degree. Next. Who said the true measure of a career is to be able to be content, even proud, that you succeeded through your own endeavors without leaving a trail of casualties in your wake? Was it Hillary Clinton, Alan Greenspan, Buddha, or Dale Carnegie? Some of you don't know who some of those people are, right? You completely blew this one, I'm sorry. The answer is Alan Greenspan. Does everybody know who he is? No? Does anybody have any idea who he is? No. Who is he? He's an economist, to put it simply. Okay, I had a few people go for that one. Okay. Here's a cell phone question. What do you do with your cell phone during your job interview? A, you keep it in the back pocket of your jacket and turn off, of course. B, leave it in your vehicle. C, don't bring it with you. Wow, 100%. What happened? What happened to 100%? Oh, I see. Other people joined us. My favorite answer is C, don't bring it. You can do without it for an hour or two. There's sometimes emergencies, sometimes reasons why you have to have it. If so, don't put it in your jacket, don't put it in your back pocket, leave it in your vehicle. Next. What do you do while you're at USF if you're not sure career-wise what you want to be when you grow up? A, do nothing, just enjoy your freshman year. B, ask your parents and your best friend what they think you should do. C, ask your USF academic advisor what he or she recommends. D, make an appointment with your USF Career Services Director, ASAP. Thank you. I think you're being polite to me, but I think an acceptable answer is either C or D. Not that there's anything wrong with asking your parents and best friends, but you need to also follow it up with some professional guidance and to look at everything very thoroughly. Yes, please make an appointment with Career Services. Next. Who said your outlook upon life, your estimate of yourself, Your estimate of your value are largely colored by your environment. Your whole career will be modified, shaped, molded by your surroundings, by the character of the people with whom you live. With whom you are in contact every day. A, the author of What Color is Your Parachute? Which is a famous career guidance job search book, by the way. B, Orison Swelt Marden. C, me, USF Career Services Director Bill Broom. D, Mr. Rogers of Mr. Rogers Neighborhood. I wish I would have said this. Thank you for voting for me. And I can tell a lot of you are getting tired because you're choosing a funny answer. Thank you. No, the answer is the one that nobody really heard of, this person, Orison Swelt Marden. I'd like to look that person up, see who this is. Of the following, according to a survey of employers reported in USA Today, which is the most common mistake candidates make in job interviews? A, being unprepared to discuss skills experience. B, appearing unprepared to discuss career plans and goals. C, lacking eye contact with employer, interviewer. D, appearing to have little or no knowledge of the company that is hiring them. And E, arriving late for the interview. I don't think most people arrive late for an interview, really. The correct answer is D. They lack their research. They lack doing their homework, knowing exactly what this company has to offer them. That's the biggest problem. And for that reason, a lot of people are not considered for jobs. Next. What is not a step recommended by the USF Career Services Office regarding finding the ideal career choice for your personality type? Most of you have heard of the Myers-Briggs Personality Assessment. That's A. B, take the Strong Online Career Assessment, which is something I offer. C, ask family members and friends their opinion as to what you should choose. Remember, it's just not a step I recommend. It's okay to ask family members what their opinion is, but the true personality assessment matching with career is really more so Myers-Briggs even than Strong. You'll find that out if you take either or both with me. As reported in its Job Outlook 2012 survey of employers, what does the National Association of Colleges and Employers, NACE, indicate as one of the top 2 qualities skills sought in job candidates? Ability to make decisions and solve problems is A. B is ability to verbally communicate. And let's see, what's the word here? Oh, communicate with people inside and outside the organization. Ability to plan, organize, and prioritize work, and ability to obtain and process information. Somebody who's listening, when I talked about verbal communication earlier, yes, that's the correct answer. Next. According to the USF Career Services Director, what is the absolute best thing you could achieve for yourself during your first semester at the University of St. Francis to set up future success for yourself? Which do you think? That's right. That's my answer. Get a good GPA going on. If you can get at least a 3.0, I think you've set yourself up well for the rest of the time here at the university. Focus on grades your first semester. I have 6 questions, and the lucky winners will win a $20 gas card, or you can use it for whatever you like, from Lass's Handy Dandy. So the way we're going to do this is I'm going to ask the question, and there's so many of you. The first hand I see go up, I'm going to ask one of the O team people with a microphone, somebody with a microphone, to go to you, and you can give me your answer. The first one. What is the number one error, no, that people make when creating their resume? This young lady here. Yeah.
Misspellings?
No. There.
They don't update it with relevant information.
No. Right here.
They misspell things.
Nope.
They put stuff that doesn't matter.
Nope.
Proper job, history, and references.
Nope.
They forget their name.
Nope.
They use the wrong format and don't make it aesthetically pleasing?
Whatever you said is not the answer, but I didn't hear you. So anyway. Okay. Does anybody seriously have an answer? Okay.
I think they want you to repeat the question.
Oh. They want me to repeat the question? Number one, no on your resume when you're creating it.
It's incomplete.
Nope.
Nobody knows?
Making it too long.
I couldn't hear you.
Making it too long.
Nope.
They lie.
Yes. Lying, number one. It will come back to haunt you someday. You could be fired for lying on your resume. Next. This next one, we already covered the first few minutes you were here. What's the big reason people come to college? So instead of just saying a good job, I'm looking for 2 words that you might hear more often than not. 2 words as reason why you come to college. Yep.
Make money.
No.
Better life.
Better in life? No. What is the reason why people come to college? You know, when they spend all this money and come to a university to get a degree, why do they do it? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
Is it to get a degree?
So think of 2 words.
It's like 3 words.
Think
Can you
of
just
2
give me
words.
the gift card?
This might be too hard for you.
Athletics and
No.
and earn degree. Athletics and degree. That's 2 words. Come on now.
Think.
Stretch.
Let me
that.
give you a hint. Think money. Think money.
Money and earn a job. Money and job.
No. Why do you, well, in other words, if you come to college, why didn't you just go to the local factory? Why didn't you just go to McDonald's? Why college?
To get a good job. Good job.
It is a good job, but
It looks better.
green shirt.
Okay, cool. Higher education.
What is that?
Higher education.
No. Think money? What about money?
Me first. Higher salary. Did you just hear me?
Close. What about
Higher wages.
when you have higher wages? What does that mean?
More money.
What's that?
Better income.
Do you have as much trouble making your bills as somebody that would take a minimum wage job?
So better income, right?
Can you live on your own
What? No?
if you spend wisely
Oh, yeah.
and
you
budget? Okay, I'm going to give it to you.
can. Let's go, baby.
I was looking for a livable wage. Okay. Livable wage. Okay, the next one. You really want this job you just interviewed for. How should you close the interview?
Nine 3-7.
Where's the mic? Okay. She's right there, the young lady with the white, in the white, with the, like a pigtail, sort of.
Thank you for your time.
Anything else?
Shake their hand. Thank you for your time. And I'd like to take this opportunity if it's given to me.
Not quite good enough. Sorry.
Thank you for your time.
How do you close your job interview if you really want the job?
Thank you for your time and consideration.
No.
Thank them for their time and then say that you hope to hear from them soon.
Not really. Kim.
Firm handshake and a thank you letter.
No. Since we were talking about, you're right there, still at the interview, and you're leaving, and you're closing the interview. What do you say? This young lady right here.
Ask when you can contact them or how they can contact you.
I didn't hear all that. What was that?
Ask when you can contact them or leave your contact information.
No. That's close. I'll give it to you. You're saying that you want the job, and more or less saying, like, when can I start? When can I contact you? Thank you. I really like this job. Okay. Okay. All right. Three guest cards left. What's the appropriate way to ask about pay and benefits in a job interview? What's the appropriate way to ask about pay and benefits in a job interview?
saying, how much could a person in this field expect to make?
Nope. You definitely don't say that. Okay. What's the way to ask about pay and benefits in a job interview?
You don't.
Yes, thank you. You do not. You do not, because if you're discussing it, it's no longer the job interview. It is what? Starts with an O. Offer. Thank you. What are resume builders? Two examples. What are resume builders? Things on your resume that help build your level of desirability. In other words, they want to consider you because they see it on your resume. They want to interview you, I should say. Because the resume does not get you the job, it just gets you the interview. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't know who it was. I think it was somebody back here that was first. Okay, all right.
Where you got your education from and volunteer work?
The education, I'll give you one of those, but I was looking for something else besides education. Okay.
Volunteer work and experience.
What was that again?
Volunteer work and experience. Yes.
They're all, that's kind of the same category. Work experience, volunteer work. Oh, that's one. Okay. Yep.
Somebody stand up and scream.
You know what? I'm going to give that to you because we only have 5 minutes. There's one more card. One more card. Also consider internships, all your computer skills, everything, if you've done special projects in your classes, things like that. Okay, here's the last question. If I say to you, what is your backup plan? Me, the Director of Career Services, what am I talking about? What is your backup plan? What does that mean? How about this young lady?
What is a second choice career you might choose to do?
Say it again. What?
A second choice career.
Yes. What you would major in if your major is not working out. Thank you. I only have 5 minutes. Is Jen Fisher here? Jen has workshops coming up. She's an MBA graduate from the university. Here she is. This is Jen Fisher.
How y'all doing? All right, so I was here a week ago and y'all survived the week, yeah? Congratulations for that. Give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah? All right. So I'm not going to take a ton of your time, but I am pretty excited that I'm going to be back on campus this year to do some workshops for you guys. And really, thank you. The idea of the workshops is to help you guys be successful. Because here's really what I want to see, is that by the time you guys graduate, in however long it's going to take you, 4 or 5, maybe 6 for some of you years. Yeah, you guys over here, I gotcha. So however long it takes you guys to graduate, my goal is that you walk out of here ready to get into a career. And so every month, except for one, and that's going to be December, we're going to have a workshop on a different topic. And the topics are going to range from anything like figuring out what to do with your college career to make you more appealing to an employer. That's me. I'm glad you got something out of that. Making sure that your resume looks the way employers want it to look. How do you talk to people when you're in an interview? So we're going to go through a lot of information this year in these workshops. And again, the idea is that you walk out of here ready to step in front of an employer and nail an interview so that you get the job. So we're going to start September 19th. That's my very first workshop. We're going to talk about making a plan while you're in college, because I'm going to tell you now, the more planned out you can be for your college career, the better your opportunity is when you get out of here. Because I can tell you that employers are nitpicking right now. In fact, I just turned down 4 people this week for stupid crap. I don't want you guys to do their stupid crap. Examples? I had a candidate tell me to call him at his current job. No, don't do that. So I'm going to tell you guys all the things that I've learned as a recruiter, all the things that I've learned about how you guys can be prepared to get to people like me. So come to the workshops. I promise you it's not going to be boring. I don't like boring, so we'll do our best to have some fun. You'll walk away with some great information. And what are you going to do at the end of your career here at St. Francis? Blah, blah, blah. I get a good job. Yes, that's my goal. So I want you guys to be successful. I want you to have a plan. We'll talk about that in the workshops. Very first one, November 19th.